y'all. What's good? Look as well. Slide accordingly. Mr. Slide accordingly. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, support a real one. Yo, so this always been a debate, right? You know how you hear folks say America got too many guns? Then somebody else will say, no, that ain't it. It's just too many fools in America who know how to get to the guns, who already got the guns. All right, what y'all think about that? Anyway, with the times we in, I stopped believing that I heard everything I could possibly ever hear. Any reason, like I stopped believing that I had heard it all, right? Because the thing about the internet is you always assume you heard everything. But come to find out you didn't, and all you got to do is give it a little bit of time, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I thought I heard every reason there was for a man to take the life of another man. Not quite. And if this ain't one of them, then you tell me. So it's a man named Michael, 29 years old. 29 years old, and he's accused of shooting his uncle, who was 48 years old, right? Shot the man, killed the man, his own flesh and blood uncle, over what they say was over an argument that started over a Little Debbie snack. I said a Little Debbie cake. Sidebar, you remember them joints used to be like 50 cents back in the day? Now they go for like $1, at least where I'm at. I used to tear them motherfuckers up. And depending on how small they was, you couldn't even just have one. You know what I'm saying? I was greedy with it. But, you know, they are definitely one of the best snacks that Little Debbie has ever produced. So shout out to Little Debbie ass for that. But, you know, this man shoots his uncle after grabbing the honey bun out the fridge. The uncle grabbed the honey bun out the fridge. He started eating the honey bun. I don't even know who put a honey bun in the fridge. It'll get all cold and hard and all that. Pause if necessary. But, you know, the first initial thought from anybody who heard this story is what most folks would think. I know this nigga was not that stupid to not just take another man's life over the honey bun, but to risk his home freedom over a honey bun, a store snack. The story got like two narratives to it. There's like two sides that I heard as far as what actually happened. One was making it like the nephew was the aggressor in the situation, saying he was asked by somebody who was already there, who was trying to diffuse everything. You know, he was asked to walk outside, cool off, while he was about to confront the uncle. But they say he ended up coming back on some, nah, you know what? I had plans for that honey bun. You got to go. Then he shot him. Then called 911 himself to let dispatchers know he was in the woods. Y'all come get me. And the other story comes from the father of the nephew, Michael, who said it all started when Michael had confronted the uncle over eating his honey bun. But in this case, he says he asked the uncle to replace the honey bun. You try to reason with him, right? And it went left just like that. Uncle wasn't having it. He felt like, fuck it, it's a honey bun, nigga, it ain't that serious. Get out of my face. You ain't getting nothing for it. Then it just went left just like that from him suggesting he replaced the honey bun. They say Unc started to hit him in the back of his head, all up in his head. And listen to this. He knew that his nephew had a history of seizures and brain surgery. So the man's life was in danger at that point. So Michael, the nephew, he got a hold of that thing. He grabbed it, pointed it, fired 4 shots at Unc. And, you know, it made it seem like maybe he was trying to run off or something and hide from panicking or whatever. I don't know. But they ended up showing up and they found the nephew in the woods. Either way it go, he facing murder charges over this honey bun, fam. And he's already out on bail, waived his first court appearance. So, yeah, I always say to folk, this heat is enough influence. This season we're in right now, that's enough right there. Enough influence and reason all by itself to make folks do some crazy shit. Shit they ain't never done before. Shit you wouldn't even recognize a person. Right? Just either make a motherfucker really turn into somebody else. You know? that we don't really know the extent of capabilities of a human just dealing with a miserable, muggy, sticky, aggravating ass, hot ass day. And I'm not excusing it though. Trust and believe me, I'm not. Because when we hear the word Honeybun, I mean, I'm not going to stick by that. You know what I'm saying? Either that or it's more than a possibility that this was really just, and I would vote for this one. It could have been an ongoing feud or dynamic that just built up over time. And that last honey bun out the fridge really would just happen to be the last straw. You know? I mean, y'all let me know. Was it really over the Little Debbie? Or was it bigger than the Little Debbie? Maybe it was just the last piece to a toxic ass puzzle. Because, you know, these stories are not going to tell you everything. They can't give you the whole backstory to these situations. They only can tell you so much. In the meantime, though, y'all better stop with the underestimating folks. Because, you know, you think a honey bun crazy as hell. Some folks will take you out for less than that. Whatever you feel isn't a big deal might be a big deal to the next person. That man had plans for that honey bun, obviously. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie though, that's a hard one to beat right there. I'm not gonna lie, I done heard some things, but damn, bro. Because now, you see now, that's all you're gonna be eating is honey buns. If you can get to them in there. Yeah. But y'all let me know what you think about this. Realest one, comments, thoughts, opinions gone.